Yay! Another great episode on Comedy 101 with my legendary co host for the next century, Mr. Bob Lamont.
Am I going to last that long? A century? Come
A
on.
century.
You're
I think
really
a
counting
century.
on good medicine or something. I don't know.
Yes,
Maybe
longevity.
longevity. Yeah,
Ah,
exactly. Ah, Daniel.
longevity. So,
I
what are
don't
the
know to make it
secret?
to another century, but hey, we'll give it a
Yes.
shot.
So, Mr. Bob, what do you think the secret of longevity? Ah, what
Well,
do you think?
laughing it helps you with your longevity.
Yes,
Did you know that?
laughing. Yes, laughing is the best medicine.
Exactly. So yeah, if you laugh every day, it helps you, keep your spirits up and keeps you going,
mm,
right? Gives you
yes,
a little bit of exercise,
yes, true,
perhaps.
true. And they said,
Positive mindset, right?
positive
So
mindset.
yeah,
Yes, yes. And one more, they said, good sex. We want to add for longevity. Good longevity.
good
So,
longevity for good.
yes.
What if you're laughing during sex? Is that good for you then too?
It's good. I think it's double.
Did that
two,
work out too?
2 centuries.
Yeah,
You
there you
live
go.
2 centuries. Imagine 2 centuries laughing
Yeah,
while having sex is something
yeah.
else. Oh,
We have to listen
awesome.
to Sex 101 about that.
Yes, please do listen to our anniversary episode coming next
Oh,
month.
really? What's the
Ah,
anniversary?
well, it's our third season.
Third anniversary. Okay.
Third anniversary already, and we're preparing something hot, hot, hot.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Tips and tricks?
tip and tricks, and we have special guests,
Oh,
of
really?
course,
Mm,
talking about sex, sex, sex.
interesting.
So
Wow.
please do listen, people. Sex 101, wherever you listen your podcast.
Well, I
Yes.
don't have anything that interesting to talk about tonight, but but I thought since on movie 101 we talked about Nobody 2, I thought it would be nice to talk about the fact that it starred Bob Odenkirk, who is a, a comedian. He's been a longtime comedian. And oddly enough,
hmm
I have a very slight connection to Bob Odenkirk.
Okay.
So Bob Odenkirk grew up in Naperville, which is a Chicago suburb, right?
Uh huh.
And he went to Marquette University up there in Chicago area for a little while, but he didn't graduate from there.
Why?
And he went down to a little place called Southern Illinois University at Carbondale, and I
Mm-hmm.
went to school there as well.
Wow, alumni.
Alumni. Now he graduated before I got there, but that's okay.
Oh, he's still young over here. Oh,
What's that?
he's still young. Look at the
He's
picture.
Oh yeah, he's still young on that one. He's younger.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20 years ago.
20
So
years
yeah,
ago.
so he graduated from college just a little bit before I did. So but the other thing we have a connection for is he worked at the college radio station, which was called WIDB Radio,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked there as well.
Wow, what a coincidence.
I know, isn't that wild? So yeah,
Wild.
we both went to college in the same place, and we both worked at the college radio station. And I don't know when he graduated from college, but I think it was probably somewhere around the 1980, like 86, I think.
Mm. He was born
Yeah.
October 22, 1962.
1962. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so but anyway, that's our connection is we went to college together in the
Mm-hmm.
same college, not together, but apart. But, and then we also worked at the college radio station that was down there at that time. Unfortunately, WIDB is no longer. They shut it down a few years ago because they just
What happened?
stuff happens. Yeah, stuff
Yeah.
happens.
Okay.
So, but then he decided after graduating from SIU to go back up to Chicago to do improv at Second City. And he was big on the improv stuff in Second City. But then, really, where people start to know who he is he um, met up with Chris Farley up in Second
Oh.
City in Chicago, because Chris Farley is from Chicago as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's actually from, I think, Wisconsin, but he was in Chicago at Second City as well, doing comedy. And then obviously both of them went on. Oddly enough, you don't know Bob Odenkirk was on Saturday Night Live, but Bob Odenkirk
Yeah,
was a
there is.
writer,
Mm-hmm.
writer for Saturday Night Live. So
Oh, wow.
him and Chris Farley obviously was the performer, and Bob Odenkirk was a writer on Saturday Night Live back in the um, late '80s, early '90s, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he actually, Bob Odenkirk is the one who wrote the skit where Chris Farley says, I'm going to live in a van down by the river.
Oh,
Do you remember
wow.
that at all? So he was the Chris Farley plays a motivational person who's really not very motivating. He's like, you don't want to do that and live in a van down by the river. And Bob Odenkirk was the person who wrote the skit.
Uh-huh.
Chris Farley became famous because of it, but Bob Odenkirk's the one who put it all together. So that was Matt Foley was the name of the character on Saturday Night Live that Chris Farley played. And so, but Bob Odenkirk was a writer with Conan O'Brien and Robert Smigel, who you probably recognize Conan O'Brien's name, right?
Yes.
So they were like way back. So this would be, like I said, 87 to 91 is when he worked on Saturday Night Live, writing skits and things. A lot of them for Farley. He actually even helped write the skit where Chris Farley was a Chippendale dancer with Patrick Swayze. That's another famous one where it's Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley are trying out for the Chippendales, or they didn't call it the Chippendales, I don't think. But and then
Chippendale.
Chris Farley gets the spot over Patrick Swayze. Chris Farley's not Patrick Swayze at the time, super in shape guy, and it was kind of funny. Chris Farley beat him out. So he actually did. He was kind of a performer in the background on Saturday Night Live, so you'll see him in some of the parody commercials, and if they needed people to be on stage during some of the skits, he'd be in the background. But he got really frustrated working at Saturday Night Live because a lot of his stuff didn't make it. When you're one of many writers, you don't always get your stuff seen, and so he kind of got tired of that and decided to move on. But he was on a show that, to me, was one of my favorite shows back in the early '90s, and it was called The Ben Stiller Show. And you know who Ben Stiller is, right?
Mm-hmm. A nice
So,
guy, an
so
amazing
yeah,
guy.
yeah. So,
Museum.
so on the Ben Stiller Show, it was Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, Bob Odenkirk, and Andy Dick. They were the main performers on the Ben Stiller Show. So if you ever watched the Ben Stiller
Oh.
Show,
Mm-hmm.
so they were writer performers, so they all wrote material as well as starred in it and were on the show. It only lasted a year. And
Why?
I don't, well, it just got canceled. It was on Fox. It was a hilarious show. I remember watching it when it first came on, and then they won an Emmy, even though they got canceled.
Oh, wow.
So now the interesting thing is, when he was on the Ben Stiller Show, he met it became his comedy writing partner, David Cross, who you may recognize. David Cross is he's been in Arrested Development. He's been in the Chipmunk movie. Oddly enough, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a well-known comedian. Not quite as well known as Bob Odenkirk, but still, he has a name. And he also worked with Judd
Yes.
Apatow, and Judd Apatow you'll know from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. He wrote that movie. and
40
directed.
years old virgin.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he's had a bunch of popular movies out in the 2010s mostly. So the funny thing on Ben Stiller show is they won the Emmy after they got canceled, which was kind of funny for them, and they all for writing, and so it was kind of vindication because they get canceled from Fox Television. And then he went on to a little show called The Larry Sanders Show, which was a show on HBO with, I'm blanking on his name now, darn. But he played an Agent Stevie Grant. And oddly enough, the funny thing is this character on Larry Sanders Show called Stevie Grant is really the early version of Saul Goodman that he
Mm.
played in Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul. And so he his success here later in life really owes itself to his uh, work early in his career because the it's a fast talking slick kind of character who's kind of bumbling but um, you know kind of skeevy and underhanded, but you still like him, And
Mm-hmm.
he developed a character on Larry Sanders uh, like that, and then he brought that back essentially later in his career. So then he was had a brief stint as a writer on Conan O'Brien's show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, whenever he was on NBC early in his career. So he wrote for that show for a while until about 94. And then, this is another one of my favorite TV shows if you've never seen it before.
What is
It's
it?
called Mr. Show with Bob and David. So, Mr. Show, it's Bob Odenkirk and David Cross and a cast of characters who at one point included Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
They did a show for HBO called Mr. Show, which was just a fantastic mid 90s television show, a sketch comedy show. And so they had all kinds of crazy sketches and crazy things happening during that time period. And it really was for people of that time period, just kind of like the Ben Stiller show. Mr. Show is like a high watermark, right? Everybody who was cool watched Mr. Show. And you would quote that because it was on HBO, so it wasn't as widely um, out there as some other, television shows. And it really was kind of the epitome of cool comedy back in the '90s. And that was Bob Odenkirk and David Cross were the the main the heads of that show and the main writers and so forth. And on there, just to give you an idea of some other people that they had on that show who were young and starting out: Sarah Silverman, who
Young.
you probably know, Jack Black, Paul Tompkins, Paul F. Tompkins, who's also a comedian. But it really was a cult show and still is. They actually did some more Mr. shows later, just a few, and put them out there because everybody, and it still plays. I mean, you can still go find it on HBO, and people still like it and watch it. So then after Mr. Show, you would think he would just skyrocket and be this great, comedic actor or something,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't. That everything after Mr. Show things kind of fell apart a little bit. And so he did go on to be a director, and he directed some weird things like Melvin Goes to Dinner, Let's Go to Prison, The Brothers Solomon, and he used basically his writing and sketch comedy chops to direct these comedic films. He also was an early director for a lot of the Adult Swim. So if you ever watched Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, there was
Yes.
a thing called Tom Goes to the Mayor and Tim and Eric Awesome Show, which actually we talked about Tim and Eric Awesome Show last week about absurdist comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yes.
helped shuttle in those um, he helped shuttle in those shows. He also directed a little thing called Tenacious D, which I don't know if people remember that, but Tenacious D was Jack Black and Kyle Gass on a little HBO show where they were a struggling band who went to open mic nights and would play, kind of interestingly songs. Uh, but if you watch Tenacious D, Bob Odenkirk had a lot to do with that in Jack Black's early career. And actually, Tenacious D still plays. So they are essentially a touring rock band these days, even though it started out as a sketch comedy show on HBO, which is kind of weird. And it was one of Jack Black's early gigs was being in Tenacious D, creating Tenacious D. So people call him, Bob Odenkirk, the godfather of cringe comedy because he helped make a lot of comedy that would be, make people uncomfortable. And so I think one of the,
Uncomfortable.
yeah, when you think of cringe comedy, the big one that stands out, although it was after all these things that Odenkirk did, was The Office.
Oh,
The
okay.
Office, the American version of The Office, and Michael Scott would just do these horrible, stupid things, and it would be so uncomfortable. But that's the kind of stuff that Odenkirk was doing previously. Now he did all kinds of guesting during this time period back basically from the early 2000s to 2010. He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was on How I Met Your Mother, and he did acting and all this kind of stuff. And then in 2009 is when he got to become Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad, and that is
Wow.
what has shot him up to being kind of a major star at this point. So he played, this sleazy lawyer that was part of the world of Walter White and tried to get Walter out of trouble, keep Walter out of trouble in the groundbreaking show Breaking Bad. If you've ever have you watched Breaking Bad, Daniel?
No. What is all about?
No.
No.
Daniel, you have to start watching this thing. So Breaking Bad was a show about a high school teacher who gets ill and he can't
Mm.
afford insurance, or his insurance is not paying. He gets cancer, and
Oh,
so
wow.
he's a chemistry teacher, and so therefore he starts making crystal meth to sell so he can generate money.
Oh, wow.
And then it just basically takes it from that and goes forward. He becomes basically a big drug kingpin, and all this stuff goes wrong. And anyway, he needs a lawyer at one point, and Bob Odenkirk plays this lawyer called Saul Goodman, who's kind of a sleazy, ambulance chasing lawyer. And it's very much a version of what he played on the Larry Sanders Show uh, when he played that agent Stevie Grant. And so he comes into the world of Breaking Bad, which is a hugely popular show back in the early 2010s, and it was so popular that he
Mm.
has a spinoff called Better Call Saul, which is over with now. But um, he played Saul Goodman in its own spinoff of Better Call Saul, which was oddly enough, I think, even better than Breaking Bad. So, and it follows Saul's journey into being kind of a naive kid into becoming a criminal, essentially, and his slow descent into being, a horrible person.
A horrible person. Why
Yeah,
is
a horrible
that?
person, but it was really, you know, if you watch Breaking Bad and then you watch Better Call Saul, because they happen at the same time, so which is really kind of interesting the way they did this. So you get to see some things in Breaking Bad that from a different perspective. You get to see them from Saul Goodman's perspective rather than just from the other show's perspective, and so They really did a great job of meshing the two together, and making it work. And but I would say, yeah, Better Call Saul to me. I mean, Breaking Bad was a really, really good show. I mean, you have to watch. It's one of those shows right now. Is
Mm-hmm.
it's like a must. You have had to see it, right? You need to
You
watch it.
need to watch it.
You need to watch it. I
Mm-hmm.
think Better Call
Mm-hmm.
Saul even more so. Even more so.
Okay. Highly recommended. We
Yeah.
really like. Let's talk about that on movie 101 review, Mr. Bob. Let's talk
Now,
about
then,
so.
just to kind of wrap things up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
they came back and did more Mr. shows. Well, a version of it was called With Bob and David on Netflix. They did a series of new comedic shows on there that was very much like Mr. Show, and so yeah, I mean it's kind of come full circle. They started out doing skit comedy, and then he ends up doing sketch comedy. And the funny thing is, actually, Bob Odenkirk, I didn't mention it, but he was on Seinfeld. He played a character on
He
Seinfeld.
is. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
he played one of many boyfriends of Elaine. He was
Oh.
studying to be a doctor, and Elaine wanted to marry a doctor, and he was one of the boyfriends who was going to be a doctor. And they were it was the funny thing where they were in a situation where they're like, "Is there a doctor here?" And Elaine's like, "Well, you're
I'm here. I'm
studying to be a
here.
doctor." He's like, "I don't want to help. I'm not going to help. I'm not doing anything."
I'm here. I'm here.
He didn't want to get involved. I can't get involved. So
Oh.
yeah, no, it was really silly. But yeah, he was on Seinfeld. Had one guest spot on Seinfeld as Elaine's boyfriend in one episode, and obviously she dumped him.
Oh.
So yeah. But now he's got a movie career. Go over to Movie 101. You can hear about Nobody and Nobody 2. But yeah,
Yes.
he became,
Nobody
an
two.
action
Nobody one.
star in Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of Better Call Saul, he had a bad heart attack back in 2021 and almost died on the set
Oh
of
my
the show. They were
goodness.
filming the show. He
Mm-hmm.
was doing a boxing thing. I think it was in a boxing ring doing something,
Mm-hmm.
for the show, and he had a heart attack and almost died right there on the set. And
Mm.
they had to shut
Thank
down
God it's
production
not.
for a few months until he healed up. And then after the crazy thing is after that, then he became an action star. He's had the two movies, Nobody and Nobody Two, both action
Oh, that.
movies that done fairly well.
So that's changed the life of Mr. Bob
Oh
from the
yeah.
heart attack. Okay, I will do action,
Well, I
action
think
movies.
I think
Mm.
one of the things was his his father died fairly young, I think, of heart problems. And so
Oh,
yeah, and
hereditary.
his father was, I think, an alcoholic, so
Mm-hmm.
which is
And
sad.
Mr. Bob, yeah, so sad. But Mr. Bob have a lot of accolades. Oh
Oh
my
yes,
goodness.
yeah,
Primetime Emmy Awards,
yeah,
what? Critics' Choice,
uh-huh,
Television Awards, Screen Actor Guild Award,
yeah,
and of course, Golden Globe Awards plus the Tony Award. Imagine he's
yeah.
something else. It so happened probably he did not get the good one just like Jim Carrey, right?
Right.
Good movie.
Yeah, so yeah, he won Saturn Awards for
Mm,
Better Call Saul. He won New York Film Festival Awards for Melvin Goes to Dinner. He's won all kinds of Ace Awards for Mr. Show.
mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
mean, the funny thing is he's never been popular until now.
Yeah.
But he's always done things
Lots. Mm-hmm.
that are really quite good, quite good.
Yes.
So uh, so some other trivia. If you look up on IMDb, it said he saw his father struggle with alcoholism, so he almost never drinks alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the Matt Foley sketch, which we talked about. He was on the brink of declaring bankruptcy just before he got the role of Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad in
Really?
2008. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. What a
he got
life,
it. He
really.
got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2022. And So his last name Odenkirk is Church of Odin in Old Norse, which is kind of
Wow, he's a
weird.
Norwegian, eh?
Yeah, heritage. Yeah, uh, he's the one. And you may not know this one, but he and Judd Apatow co-wrote William Shatner's famous "Get a Life" sketch for Saturday Night Live back in 1986. So William Shatner comes on and he kind of make funs of people who are following Star Trek. He's like, "Get a life, go do something, get married." Um,
Get a life. Yes.
uh,
Go ye and
he
multiply.
he's been nominated for in several Best Picture movies. Nebraska, The Post, and Little Women were all nominated for Best Picture. He was in those. He let's see, his older brother Bill Odenkirk, I think, is also in show business.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Oh, that's all I got for trivia.
Yeah. And it takes so long to make the Nobody 2. Like, Nobody 1 is 2021, and then
Right.
Nobody is like 2025. So,
Right.
why
So,
it
well,
takes
he
so
was still
long?
doing. I think he finished up Better Call Saul in between there, and
Ah, okay.
then I mean he's been doing other stuff. I mean he did, you know, does whatever.
Yes. He's doing a Broadway too. Oh, he's
Yeah, doing
coming this
Broadway. Yeah,
2025.
yeah,
Mm, awesome. Wow, he's a talented guy.
yeah. He's a talented guy.
Mm.
He's been doing all kinds of stuff. Let's see. I always like to look and see what the first thing that people do. So he was in. There was actually a really good show back in 1991 called Get a Life with
Mm.
uh, Chris, I'm blanking on his name, Chris Elliott. And it, if you look it up, it was quite a well regarded show back then. And that's one of the first things he did was
Awesome.
he appeared in Get a Life as an actor for 12 episodes or a
And
writer, I
then
guess.
a writer. Okay.
Yeah. And he wrote for Dennis Miller. He wrote for Conan O'Brien, wrote for Saturday Night Live, Ben Stiller, Dana Carvey, Dr.
See.
Katz. I mean, he did a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff there. Yeah.
And Mr. Bob Lemon.
He didn't write for me.
I therefore conclude that comedian people are talented, just like Mr. Bob.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Oh,
That's very nice, Daniel.
talented.
You're so
Yes,
nice.
of course. I 100% support you. My legendary co-host for 2 centuries. Oh, better than Dracula.
Am I going to be
Imagine.
reincarnated? Is that what we're having?
Yeah, do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, look at that. So, but yeah, Bob
Yes.
Odenkirk is our highlight today.
Yes.
Comedian for the ages, and oddly enough, weirdly enough, a dramatic actor as well.
Yeah, see,
But
dramatic
yeah,
actor.
but I think
It's
that
so
there's a big connection
everything.
between people who can do comedy and people who can do dramatic stuff, right? Everybody
Yes.
who does drama can't do comedy, but
Mm,
almost everybody who's done comedy seems to be able to do drama.
yes.
Maybe there's
I
something
think
to that, huh?
something we need to discover.
Yeah.
Right?
But uh but no, he does a great job in all kinds of stuff and a great writer
This considers
and
a polymath.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
going to get an EGOT someday maybe, right?
Definitely. So, to sum up our discussion, Mr. Bob, what is all about our topic for today? About
All about
comedy.
Bob Odenkirk
Yes, because he's a
going through
comedian,
his career
talented.
and
Hmm.
yeah, he does has done so much stuff over the years and really, I mean, there's still more to come, right? So he didn't die. Thank
Yes,
goodness he didn't die from
yes,
his heart
to
attack. So
ins-
now he
to
can do some
inspire
more
us.
things. Yeah.
Yes, to inspire us more. For
Yeah.
I want dramatic roles in 2027.
Let's see. I don't know. Does he have upcoming? Do we look and see here? Let's look and see. I'm sure he's
upcoming.
got something. That doesn't say. It does not say. Here, let's
Yes,
look. Let
only
me
for the
look.
Broadway is coming this
Oh, he's on Broadway.
2025.
Oh wait,
Yes.
he's got one upcoming actor thing in The Room Returns. Oh, he's going to be in a room. Okay, goodness
In the
gracious.
room,
You
not
ever hear
in
of The
the
Room?
auditorium.
You ever hear
No,
of The Room?
I heard
Oh,
about the auditorium, but not the room. No.
yeah. Oh, he was in a show called Lucky Hank that I liked on AMC for a while too in 2023. I forgot to
Uh-huh.
mention that. Yeah,
Yes.
he was in
Little Woman,
Lucky Hank. It
2018.
was a really good show, but didn't get picked up,
Mm.
unfortunately. And he's going to be in a thing called Normal coming out soon as well. So,
Coming up soon.
mhm.
Nebraska in 2013. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah.
Is
So,
it
yeah, I have seen
good?
Nebraska. Yeah, it was good.
Is it good? How about The
Yeah.
Pose,
The Post is good.
2017?
Yep, I watched that. That was good.
Incredibles. Incredibles, the cartoons or what?
Yeah, the cartoon.
2018.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
really? He's in there.
Yeah, he's a voice.
Oh,
Yep.
the voice. Okay, and then Little Woman,
Yeah, Little
2019.
Women, which is fine.
Little Women. And then Nobody, of course, 2021.
Yeah.
And received for nomination for the Tony Awards for Best Featured Actor in a Play. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
There
Really?
you go.
With his Broadway debut. Oh, really amazing, amazing comedian. And again, I therefore conclude that all comedians are talented. They are polymaths, just like my partner, Mr. Bob Lam.
Okay. I'll take it. I will
Yes.
take it.
Yeah. Yes. So, would you like to plug in something, Mr.
Sure.
Bob?
If you want to, sometimes I tell stories about going to Southern Illinois University on Static Radio. You can come by staticradio.com at Static Radio on all the socials, and hear about some stuff that happened way back when, and also some stuff that
Mhm.
happens tomorrow. Who knows?
Happens right
All
now.
over.
Right now. Now.
Stories, as Daniel would say, stories, stories, stories.
Stories, stories, stories. Yes, please do, people, support my book 101 review in its coming sixth season. Yes, I have a lot of exciting guests coming this sixth season.
And
Award
everybody,
winning,
all these people,
everybody.
they write a book and then you talk to them on Book 101.
Yes, award winning and best selling authors, people. So, Mr. Bang.
Comedy 101 returns.
Amen. More to come, people. See you